Hi everyone, this is another vlog, Celestial Travels vlog, and I'm Xailyyne, and behind the camera are Naiji Coach and Xailyyne. So they'll be here backing me up from behind the camera. In any case, I had some things that came to mind from things that I've been seeing, things that we've been experiencing and so forth, and so I kind of just wanted to put my thoughts on record on those. And so here we go. One of them actually applies to lots of different things and to different instances. One of them was with Dario Nardi recently. Saw that flaw, that principle that where it applies here, and it's something actually that applies to the compass powers, Zhai and Zai. It's about making about positioning yourself, and that helps you make quick decisions in real time when you have set defined positions on things, binary things, good or bad, zeros or ones. And it's very important. So it's very important to have those. It really helps you steady yourself as you go through things really rapidly, and it helps inform your movements, decisions, and so forth. But there is a peril if you actually start getting too attached to your current positions, whether it be Zhai or Zai. If you get too attached to those positions, you can start having a fear of looking at other information out there that might potentially contradict those positions. Like with Mr. Nardi, the fact that he would only watch 30 seconds of video, especially being a scientist, but that shows a weakness with his Zai, that he wouldn't look into something because that might shake his current position on things and his current understanding with the Nai. But that's you should never fear learning contradictory information. Something that directly contradicts what you currently think. You should never shy away from learning that and delving into it as deep as you can until you can process that and understand it. And you either see, oh, that position is actually a correct position and mine wasn't, so let me update. Or no, I've looked into it, I've delved into it, and I see that it's not the correct position. It has flaws vis-a-vis my current position, and here's why. And that helps you make your current positions even stronger and constellate things even more correctly. So one should never have that kind of tunnel vision, fear of moving away from your positions, looking at other things that don't agree with your current values. That shows fear. So that was one thing that I noted. Another thing was when I was doing readings, as I do every day, I came upon a reading of a Xailyyne lady who is, I think probably in her 60s now, and as she was talking about to the interviewer, it came up a point that she said she wished she would have known when she was younger, and I've really resonated heavily with this because this is something that all ADROMs, and particularly Xailyyne, will have a struggle with this, which is the being nice complex. Like, you don't want to, having Zhai, you want things in harmony, you don't want to ruffle feathers. So when you'll come into situations where you may see like things that that are not right, or you don't feel right, or things that need to be confronted. There needs to be conflict, and they'll just pull away from that because that's not being nice. You know, that if you actually you know, ruffle feathers and stuff, you're not being that nice ad-rom that you're expected to be, and maybe that's your own, you know, expectation, and it could be part of the way you're raised as a woman and so forth. But the key lesson here is that you always want to be kind, but not nice. So kind and nice are not the same thing, and what you want to strive for is being kind. And what do I mean by that? So kind as in having empathy. Empathy is something that comes from Xailyyne. It's a really powerful ability to read a situation, read people, and being able to resonate with how they're feeling, with where they're coming from, and feeling their pains, their joys, all of their emotive tones, and being able to by that, you know, you connect with them, and you empathize with them. And the key here is, like, empathizing is not being accepting. So that you should empathize but not be accepting of things, because there are certain times when you come upon a situation and you empathize with a person and their pain and where they're coming from. For example, like a bully. Somebody's bullying somebody else, and you, as a Xai Mojo, you can read that person and you can see the pain. Maybe you can feel really heavily that they have suffered a lot. They have, because Xai can get really strong readings when someone has been abused. So you can get really strong psychological insights of that person's pain and suffering that have, weighed them down and influence them to lash out towards others and put them in this situation that you're now seeing in front of you, this motif. But just because you can empathize with that person's pain and suffering and all they've been through doesn't mean that you should accept that situation, that they're bullying another human being. And so then you need to use, that's where a Xai Mojo needs to use their Z, and it's like, no, some things just need to be done. There needs to be jostling in the dynamics. There needs to be conflict sometimes to set things right. And in that instance, what a Xai Mojo should be doing is within reason, of course. If that person has a gun or whatever, you call the police. Or I'm not saying to be reckless or careless, but one should actually strive to make action to set things right. And some people, if you berate somebody that's doing something wrong and make it stop and impress upon them what they did wrong and how they need to change, a lot of people will say, wow, that girl's a bitch or whatever, like that. She's not nice at all. But what they did was the correct thing to do. So hold on to that. Don't fall into that trap of just going along with whatever other people want you to do. Not standing behind what you believe in, because that wouldn't be the nice thing to do. Key is to be empathetic. So understand, don't be deluded about things. Be empathetic, understand what's going on. But then set things right when they need to be set right. And that's that one. The other thing that came up was, let's see. Oh, yeah. So one thing that has, I've I've known this lesson, but it always gets reinforced whenever I step away from, you know, in this case, mojo reading for a little bit and then go back into it. I try now to do at least a little bit of mojo reading every day. And, you know, even if, you know, in days that get really crazy and insane, you know, because I have a full-time job during the day, and then when I leave that, I come straight to do work with Podler. And so it's pretty nonstop. You know, with hectic days, my work is pretty intense, and it has cycles where it gets even more intense. So things can get really gnarly sometimes, and I can get in sort of stress states from my day job. And you can sort of fall into this thing of like coming home and being like, you know, I can't do, you know, I'm not going to do mojo reading today. I'm just going to take a break. And sometimes you need breaks. I mean, that's valid. Sometimes you need to just reboot. So you have to know when you're just spent, and doing more will actually just take you in the red to the point where you'll actually take a lot longer to get back on track. So breaks need to be taken. It's part of the process. But doing it on a consistent basis will actually take your power away and can compound fears that you have to the point where you're paralyzed. You step away from it. You give up because that built up. And so with mojo reading, for example, like if I don't hone it every day, if I don't go and just do certain readings, if I skip it for a couple of days, a few days, when I go back in, there's more fear and more doubt that comes on you as you're reading the samples. And this is actually, and it will end up, that compounding effect will be really detrimental to your mojo reading practice. So even going in and doing like a couple of reads or a handful of reads a day will actually allow my spirits to say, okay, we did a flag forward. We see the phenomenon. We're connecting with it. We're sharpening our blade, so to speak. And then, you know, you come back and the next day, and you don't have those fears or doubts that would have come if you would have skipped it the day prior, if you wouldn't have done that handful. So I would always recommend that people who are doing mojo reading training, are in the practitioner program, that they should do just like, even if it's like a token reading every day of some samples, that will really keep you sharp and strong and really build on your momentum as you keep going in the program. So that's that for today. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.